All right, just going to do a quick little run through of the album. Just going to get a friend of mine to join me today, breaking new ground here, and yeah, it's going to be sick. Whoops. Red. Yeah, so I'm going to get my friend Andrew to turn up and we're going to go through a couple things. Um, you know, where's my Zoom gone? Oh, there it is. Cool. Sorry about the multiple screens at the moment. So yeah, man, can't wait to play some of these tracks here. It's gonna be Red. This album's just like a silly sort of skate album that I sort of put out, and yeah, I just want to see how it goes. Anyone's sort of welcome to use it if they want, you know. Oh. Yeah,
So,
you are live on Sticks Champions
oh,
channel. How do you feel?
straight in there, man. Shit. Honored. I'm honored.
Well, you'll be happy to
First
know
one. How many? Which one? How many have you done?
this is going to be my third one.
All right.
You'll be honored to know that. Let me just check. Uh, I don't think there's anyone watching, so don't worry about it. Nobody cares.
Just noticed, with the being thrown onto the live screen, I'm noticing how much of a fucking egg my head looks like on the screen.
I mean, you look alright for. I think it's pretty cool, you know. Um, just
Weird
work it,
things, yeah.
dude. So obviously, like, I'm kind of the opposite situation with the London lockdown. Like, I've got like single all the time in the world. You're on the
Yeah.
other side. How's lockdown with the kids and everything going?
Um, it's like I'm getting used. Appreciating it as for what it is, because I guess because there is like an end in sight. I'm like, okay, well, this is a special time where we can spend lots and lots of time together, which is cool. But it is funny. Like the other day, they just labeled me a liar because I was like, everything's like, oh, we're gonna um, go to the special tree or the magic forest. You know, you just have to like make everything seem interesting. So the other day, I was like, uh, we gotta go up and get dressed, and they didn't want to get dressed, so they're like, I was like, but there's an elf in your room. And they're like, is there? And they like ran to the room, and of course, went up there. There's no elf, and they're like, there's no elf in here. You're a liar. And I was like, no, he was in here. He like messed up your clothes drawer, and and they were like, no, he didn't. It's exactly the same as it was yesterday. So like the sort of like they're starting to catch on to all my little tricks to
Has
make it seem like this is a fun little time. So
has the elf story worked before?
it would have if they were a bit younger. They're just getting a bit older, where they're just like, shut up, Dad, you're an idiot. Literally 5 and 3, and they're like, Annie will look at me and be like, you're not funny at all.
I mean, I've got the alien. I'm kind of intrigued by this elf. Like, did you go quite deep with that metaphor, or is it just an elf?
No, I don't. It was just a really desperate attempt to get them to get dressed and brush their teeth so I could do some work, and it just backfired. So I just bailed on it.
Ah, cool. So, I guess the first question I'd ask you with my album is, what do you think of this cover, dude? It was a bit It's a bit hodgepodge, but thrown together.
Is that a squirrel on a skateboard?
That is a squirrel on the skateboard. So
Nice, I like that.
yeah, that's my friend Carolina, and when I did that like Christmas thing on Instagram where I bought the squirrel and she was totally into the squirrel. So the beauty of Photoshop, I turned her into a squirrel. So
Well, that's the Finsbury Park Bowl, right?
yeah, so this is kind of like the crew that I skate with in Finsbury Park. So the picture of me was taken by the girl who's the squirrel. She just took that photo, and that's Alex doing the stylish carve there, and then that's Anna over there. And as I've told Anna, like that picture of her with like her fingers contorted is just like skateboarding angst for me. You know when you can't like land a trick, so like. I mean, obviously, I'm just gonna like read way into my own bullshit and get right up my ass. But it's like the way I look at it as well. It's like skating is like super weird and crazy, like super stylish with the carve, like having a good day, like Jesus pose. Super angsty, like can't land a trick, and then sometimes you stack it, and that's G at the bottom. So, so that picture of G, that was after he like smashed his face.
Oh,
We
man.
were down in like Rotherhithe, and he'd probably been skating for about 2 months. You know, starting to find his feet, and he was trying to do some stall thing I'd showed him, and yeah, he just committed to one and just bah straight onto his face. Like he cut the top of his head there. It wasn't too bad, but he actually broke like the scaphoid bone in his wrist. So that wasn't
Yeah.
the main part. But yeah, he was like that was his first proper slam on the skateboard, and like yeah, cut like his head, and he was a bit. It was like you know that whole thing like when someone slams in skating, and you like, and they like look up, and you're just like you okay, and you just see the blood, and you're like okay, and he was like, and I was like okay, dude, sit down, take it easy, yeah, take some tissues, and then being Dr. Skate Glenn, we went to the off license. I got him like some Vaseline because I remember from boxing where they put that on their eye, some tissues, a plaster, and a beer. I was like,
Nice.
there we go, son.
There's your bro.
So,
That's a homie who's fallen before. He knows what you need. Beer first, Vaseline second.
and then there's the alien in the corner. It's kind of it's a running thing, you know. So
Well, that's where I fucked my shoulder up in that bowl when I was actually waiting to meet you, like
oh
this is
yeah,
ages ago, and
yeah.
like yeah, because I was like hadn't skated in a super long time, and then I was like getting back into it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go after work. I get out of work early. I'm gonna meet Glenn there, and then I skated and like third trick in, just flew out of the bowl onto my shoulder and in front of all these like because it was like a Friday afternoon at like 1. It was just like me and like 13-year-old kids, and they were just laughing at this big old guy fucking rolling around on the ground. Big old doof
Dude,
slam. So
I've seen you stack it a bunch, and it'd always be like you sort of coming out of retirement, you get all pumped. So you came
yeah.
to Bay 66 that time and like skated that wooden bowl, and then it's always like,
Oh man,
yeah, you always get
that hurt.
into it, and then after 40 minutes, it's always like big slam, and the glasses always go flying, like all the time.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I always, and I, because it's like, sure, it's like if you haven't skated for a week or two, or I don't know how long I don't know what's the longest you go without skating, and you jump on your board and you're like, it just seems easier somehow. You're like, why did this, I find this so hard before? Like all of a sudden, like doing all these tricks, I have all this confidence, and then you just get overconfident. You're like, yeah, I'll just drop it on this thing, and it's just like, poof, right in your face into the bottom of the bowl. But
Yeah, and the last time
yeah,
we went skating, we went to Markfield, that
yeah.
gnarly DIY spot, and skated around a bit. I'm partly responsible for this because it was probably my idea. Then we did a shotgun, and then you try to drop
Oh
in on
yeah.
that
No, and I
gnarly
had two
section.
cigarettes too, so it's just flying. No, I had actually dropped in on that before, like a couple hours before, but after a shotgunning a beer and a cigarette, I was just like totally had like my feet had no weight to them, and I just went
And your glasses
uh,
went flying again.
yeah, and I slammed right on my tailbone.
And then you left your board at McDonald's.
Well, after that, we went to the pub, and I just like threw my board down to go to the bus and just fucking ate shit on the floor again, landed on my hand. So then I was like, it's just totally damaged. So then yeah, decided to like go to McDonald's to heal my wounds, the Big Mac, and then I was sitting outside eating it, and then I just got up and walked away. And I actually realized I was on the bus, and I was like, I could have gone back and gotten it, but I was so drunk and tired. I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I know those drunken moments. You're like, I don't care, whatever, dude. And the
and now
next,
I'm like,
yeah.
fuck, that's 150 pounds of I don't care.
Oh man. Yeah. So, well, that's skateboarding. Music for skateboarding. Let me see if I can play this first track. Is this even the first track? Actually, I need to see if we can do the Zoom thing. Where have you gone? Okay. So what you said was share screen.
Yeah, share your screen first.
And now it's doing this thing where I can't find my damn. Oh, hang on. Oh, there it is. Windows Media Player. Yep. Yep.
Then go to the top and hit more, and then share computer audio.
Share sound. Hopefully that works. Let's go back. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Cool. So this is the first track, which I did with Lisa. Lisa's a friend of both mine and Andrew's, and this was like Lisa's also got into skating, and this was just like a conversation, and I just quickly wrote the tune, did the guitar, bass, drums, and then sent the track to her. Obviously, she's like a working mum as well, so it was like, I'll send her the track and let's see if we get like some vocals back. If not, it's cool. But then, yeah, she just took the idea and ran with it because we were chatting, and yeah, it's just basically her calling out all the like new people she's met through skating, and you know, obviously sort of punk, like saying they're all better than her and stuff. So yeah, it's a short one. We can run it quick. So I put that high thing on it because I realized anything high cuts through nicely. That weird little bell thing. She also did a video for this, which is on Instagram, which I'm sure you saw, dude, because you like to support me.
No, when I talk, I think it gets weird.
Cool.
When I talk during the song, I think it decreases the audio of the volume of the song, so that's why it's quiet. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I love her. She's got such a weird, awesome vocal style, like for all the Black Time songs and stuff, where it's just like so haunting or something, but not like she's not trying to be weird, and she's not trying to be spooky, but it's just so cool.
Yeah, totally. I think it's like, I mean, I don't know how it was for you when you like first did vocals, but like it took me a long time. Yeah, like when I did my first band, when I was singing it, like I'd say it took me at least like 4 months to get comfortable behind the microphone. But then, I don't know, maybe Lisa has a different story, but she seems to come across like she just goes for it. Like, I know a couple of people like that. Yeah, I don't think I've really asked you about that. Like, did you like take ages? Because, yeah, I took flipping ages, dude. A long time to get that confidence. Like,
I think my screen is just your file screen still.
oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
That's all right. But I was in a band in high school called D's Nuts, who I wasn't the singer at first, But then I think the singer got a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Typical high school thing. Like, I got a girlfriend. I can't be in a band anymore, or like whatever.
Can't be in these
And
nuts anymore.
yeah, and yeah, like she's not into music or whatever the fucking. So anyway, I was like, all right, I'll sing. So I remember I had one practice where I just like sang and stared at the wall. Which, I mean, obviously I'd sung in the shower and shit, but this was my first debut on the mic. And then I didn't sing for years, but then when I finally went to college, yeah, I started another band, and everyone just looked at each other like, I don't want to sing. And they're like, Andrew, can you do it? I was like, I don't want to, but I will if I have to. And that thus began my 25-year singing career. So I've never thought I was a good singer, but I get by. But it is every time I listen to my voice back, it's just self-loathing and hatred. I hate it.
Still, I don't know. I've kind of got over that. Uh, Maybe like yeah, maybe that means I'm too arrogant and my voice actually sucks. So I don't
Maybe
know.
you
Like
just the thing is, I've never found a style that I like. Like I always feel like if I sing in the style that I can sing it, I just sound like, but like if I try to do anything else, I sound like a fucking dork. So,
what do you mean by anything else? Like rap?
well, I did try rapping once, but it took about 25 seconds to realize that was not a rapper. But even like Wake Up Dead, that whole like, yeah, 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 like, I don't know. I just listen back and think, what the fuck? But, I don't really, it doesn't stop me from doing it, but I don't enjoy it. I'd rather just be the guitarist. But, then you have to deal with having a front man, which is the worst. I mean, anyone who's just a singer is usually an absolute asshole. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's a whole other thing to deal with. You might as well just do it yourself. Also, you have one less person in the van, one less person, food, mouth to feed. So, might as well just bite the bullet.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. For me, it's kind of interesting with the vocals now. Like I try. Yeah, it's kind of like what you're saying. I kind of sing in a bit of a mid range now. Like I've done a couple songs where like I've gone for it or like screamed or maybe sung more soulful or melodically, but it's just not working. And also like products of your environment. Like I find like if I just kind of do a bit of a talky vocal, given that I live in a flat share, I think it still kind of gets the message across. Sometimes you do want to kind of go for it, but I don't know. That's kind of my recording and songwriting style as well. Like if it's good enough, like people will dig it. If you got like a good hook, like obviously you don't want it to sound like shit. So I've managed to find that balance between sound like shit, like you know when I was first doing my own recordings and everything's like super high. And you're like, this is so
Yeah.
loud and awesome, but everyone's like, so, yeah, I'm just starting to find that balance. Let me see if I can get this second track on the go. Uh, Dude. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Okay. Share. Uh, oh, cool. Is it the next track? Yeah. I'm gonna play the whole thing, dude, but that's the general gist of that one. Um, and that one, yeah, I'm like, yeah, if you have a lot of time on your hands like I do, like you start doing a lot of other ventures. So that's like the reason why that's in there as well is because I've got some T-shirts being printed up in the U.S. of
Oh yeah.
A.
When are those coming?
Well, they've been printed up, and yeah, I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullets and get the. So I'm getting 25 printed up. Probably get like 10 or something, whatever the surplus is, sent over here. But I'm probably gonna get a courier because my Christmas card from New Zealand still hasn't arrived. So, so. But anyway, yeah, that's the name of the track. Too old to skate, too young to care. Pretty self-explanatory. Being older skaters, it's just like, yeah, for me, skating in my 40s and just like, again, being someone who has a lot of time on his hands, just like, just written from that sort of perspective, like, just getting up in the mornings and going for a skate and just not giving a shit, really. Can't really explain it that much more, but yeah.
Well, it's funny because I remember like when I was, you know, when I first moved here and I'd bring my board to work. So I was only like 30 something, early 30s, and people would be like, weren't you too old to skateboard? And I was just like, I never thought of that concept, that people thought, oh, you're too old to skate. It's like, well, you play fucking football in a field, or you go like whatever rowing, or you whatever the hell people do. I don't know what British people like to do on the weekends, row, play cricket. Yeah, it's just funny because it's like it's a weird concept of like, well, you're never too old to like play basketball, but for some reason you're
Yeah,
too old to skateboard. I
yeah.
mean, but they look at you like you're immature or something. It's just a strange thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's changing though. Like at the moment, like when I go up to Finsbury
Oh
Park,
yeah.
like there's like the whole families and stuff. And I think like the interesting thing that I find is like, yeah, it's almost like the punk rock, the DIY stuff. Like you all in it, and then when it gets like a little bit popular, like part of you is like this is mine. Like you get a bit like insolent. So I think it's kind of good to be aware of that, not be a prick about it. Basically, like you guys, you guys don't know what I what I've been through, man. Like I've
Oh
been
yeah.
skating
That's
since the '90s. I used to get chased by cops. Like people are getting taught how to skate. That's whack, dude. Dude, we were such assholes in the '90s. Like skaters were assholes,
yeah.
biggest dicks.
Well, I mean, it's funny though because I saw this thing the other day that was like, hey, hey, it was something like, hey, fashion industry, you're welcome for borrowing another trend off of us. You know what I mean? There is so many things you get in. I don't know if it's true or not, but I remember thinking like, oh, we used to do that 10 years ago, and all of a sudden, like, other people are doing it. There's some weird thing about skateboarding where people are always like making fun of it, but then stealing from it and, uh, ripping it off basically when it's.
Oh, cool. Hey, we got my dude from North Carolina just dropped a message saying what up, saying too old to fall and get back up quickly. So that's Anthony, North Carolina, legend.
What up, dude?
Um, yeah, but yeah, man. So that's just the basis of that. I kind of lost my train of thought there. What were you saying, Andrew?
Well, you're talking about too old to skate, but why don't you play another song?
Why don't you play another song, dude? Sure thing. What you mean? The song from the new album? Is that what you want to hear?
I want to hear it. Yeah, I want to hear them all.
So this one's like the longest one, so I'll probably just play just the first little bit. God, let's see if this works.
Why am I so scared
You got
to do
that?
something that I've done before? I understand being scared when I'm trying something new, but why am I so scared when I know I can do it? I don't think it's the fear of falling, because I don't think I'm afraid of falling. I think it's the fear of being proved wrong, that maybe all those times that came before were actually a fluke. And maybe I'm just not very good at this. Or maybe I will hurt myself and people will look at me and laugh and think, God, she's stupid. What was she thinking? So, to drown out all those voices, I'll stand there at the top of a ramp and I'll say out loud to myself, you've done this. You love it. sometimes I have to say it a few times before I believe it. You've done it. You love it. You've done it. You love it.
So yeah, man, that one's pretty weird, self-explanatory. We were talking about slamming earlier. That's obviously our friend Lisa again on the opening vocals, but actually people from Instagram contributed to this one. I just asked people to just send me their thoughts on like being scared and going for tricks, and kind of like I said in the cover, that picture of Anna like this, that whole like, and yeah, just basically got those two, I think it's like the death metal notes, like B flat and E, which are just scary, like dong 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 dong. Oh, cool. Skate Crisis just popped in. He's a French dude living in Finland, and he's also in his 40s skating as well. So, what up to Skate Crisis? Yeah, but that's the whole premise of that song, you know. And we'll definitely borrowed a bunch of stuff off Tyler the Creator, his song with ASAP Rocky, Who That Boy, I think it's called, you know, with the violins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just went weird on that one, bro. I just went for it.
Yeah, Lisa's dropping some deep. Did she write that, or did she just read all the stuff that the Instagram people sent in?
No, that was her contribution. You know, I kind of like doing that thing with social media, just like, can you just say this? And then people come out with some rad stuff. Yeah, she just came up with that stuff. Oh, Skate Crisis is in bed. I mean, I guess it's like 11:15 in Finland, so have a good sleep, dude. What's Anthony talking about? Sorry. What's up, Crisis? Lisa got it. Yeah. Did a lot of video today, but no final videos. Oh, dude, get that video out. Anyway. Yeah, so what'd you think of that snippet? Nice and weird.
Yeah, and like, does it get like louder, or you just get more people talking on it?
Yeah, there's more people talking about it. There was this dude called, so I'm trying to like reel off, there's some guy called George something 0708, you know, some Instagram name from, I think he like skates Camden a lot. My friend Charlie said something. This dude from Frinsbury, Janku, he's a cool dude. Some Greek geezer that I know. Stephanie Nerding from Salon Skateboards. I was skating Brixton with her the one time, and I just said like, hey, can I just record you talking about trying this trick? So she's on there as well. Shout out to Salon. I got one of their boards. It's really good. Yeah, and just this dude Jesse went on this whole big thing about like the way he's scared of doing rock fakies. And he's got like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's Australian because he's like got an Australian accent. And yeah, he's like, I think the best bit is like, yeah, it feels really good me saying that out loud to a stranger on the internet. But that's like, I think it's like either 4 or 7 minutes. And then at the end, like, I got like some choir sample because it's like,
Nice.
Anyway, Skate Crisis is going to bed, so say goodnight to Skate Crisis.
So where do you get all your samples and stuff through? Just your keyboard, or do you have fancy computer programs now?
So that one was drums on the keyboard, obviously. I don't have a fucking drum kit here. Then did the bass through, I really like that 80s cheesy bass sound, you know, the high, is it a chorus or a compressor? Something around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's got that really tinny,
Like
Cure,
Bauhaus kind of sound.
Bauhaus, Cure, all that kind of stuff. I'm just a sucker for that bass sound. Yeah, everything else was just the keyboard, that little string section and everything, and yeah, and then the main thing was just getting everyone's things and just putting them all together and tripping out on that. So I was just stoked that people like sent me stuff. But yeah, and then the next song, it got a little bit more crazy and super cheesy. There's like this sample. So this keyboard I've got is like from the fucking noughties or 90s. So there's like super, they got some sample kits in there that are just super like 90s and stuff. And kind of like the theme, yeah, is like scared of doing a trick and then like you make it. And then I just made this little 40-second song called I Did It. And it's just like, I don't want to say funky because I hate that adjective, but it gets a little, I'd say it gets like 90s delight, something like that.
Is it like a when guitar?
No, there's no guitar, just
Okay.
some weird sample of some guy going woo woo, and then some bass, and then just some vocals. I mean, I'm gonna stop talking about it and just play the damn thing, dude. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? I can see you like super excited to hear it now. Actually, let me see if I can get to this dude at the end.
You said funky.
Hey.
You said funky, so it got my
I know,
attention.
yeah, well. Let's see if this dude's here.
Rock to fakies.
Okay. That's him talking about rock to fakies quick.
On the internet. Yeah. Fuck rock to fakies. Although I'm planning to go down to the skate park this weekend and just do like 50 on a tiny mini over and over again to try and get past this irrational fear of.
So that's him talking about the rock to fakies, and then I made this nice thing at the end where it's uplifting. So that's the feeling of euphoria, and then you get funky. Are you ready to get funky, dude?
Oh yeah.
There we go, man.
Oh, I want some more fun. I want more funk on that. When you do like the live version, you have to have like a horn section and like who was the guy whose sample is that?
It's just part of this keyboard.
Oh,
I
it's
think,
just a thing.
yeah, like it was one of those weird things. Like when you turn this keyboard on, like it has the first setting it does is that thing. And I was just at the keyboard and I just was like, I would like, woo, what, woo, woo. And then I was just like, oh, I kind of like this. And like, yeah, I think like, we've like put out songs before. Like, I've written so many songs. I don't know about you, dude. I mean, but yeah, and you just like, this is a bit like on the cusp of like dumb and stupid, but I kind of dig it. I'm putting it out.
Well, for like a 40-second little jam, you can't really go wrong.
The only thing that I think with that song is the vocals could have been a bit more louder, but like I said, I was doing it in my room only because it's like quite a triumphant, like I did it, but the guy's sounding super cool. Like it should be probably more triumphant, but whatever. It's a fucking dumb song. I'm not gonna.
Well, once you start trying to sound cool on the mic, then it gets all goes totally wrong. I did it! I did it! What are you gonna do? Just like shouting, "I did it" in your room by yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Roommates walk in.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I think it's like when you start to think of like ideas, and then in your head, you like from head to reality, it like just doesn't. Yeah, because now that you said that, I am kind of like, yeah. What would I be doing? Like, I did it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it'll come out.
Just a big hell yeah.
I mean, maybe a
Well,
hell.
that's the thing though. It's funny though, because usually most skaters, and when you see pros on, videos and stuff, when they land it, it's more like it's like more their friends doing the whooping, and they're just kind of like,
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the way you. It's always nice when someone joins me on the metaphor. So what you're saying is like their friends is the guy in the background, and I'm the one in my
Yeah.
head. Like,
Woo! Exactly.
that's why I brought you on here, bro. That's why I brought you on here. And so the next song, I have do like a series called Skating the Creators, and I had this dude on, Jensen, and he was talking about like just talking about skating and YouTubing and doing all that stuff. And then, like most people, you know, like everyone's got a story, and this dude, like, while he's talking about his life and stuff, he's just like casually like, yeah, like I did like loads of hip hop and like did club nights and like did some records, and I was like, what? So then I had this song for ages that I've been messing around with, called "I Hate Tray Flips," and it's like it's heavily borrowed from this song "Chicken Bone." Now it's on this like heavy bass, and I'd already done like just the vocals behind it, and then yeah, it was just that thing where I was like, "Yo, can you like throw some rhymes over this?" And he's like, "Totally." So
Nice.
that's what this one is. So we've gone from funky to dope.
Well, it's always good when you can find a friend who's a rapper.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't going to do it. Definitely not. Like, you know, I think we've been in music long enough. Like, I know where my skills are. So,
They're not. So you're saying they're not on spitting bars?
I mean, I haven't tried, but, you know. So let's see if this one comes up. I'm going to get straight to the dude's rhyme. So this is just about tray flips and how we're old and we don't like them. Cool, I think he's coming in. Right.
Tray flips. I hate 360 flips. All I wanna do is flip my board. A simple little trick that I can't ignore. Scoop, pop, flick, land bolts. Why is that so hard? I always seem to choke. My brain explodes and throws physics out the door. I'll forget how to skate and probably use a door. It's like the math equates, but my brain can't escape. That time I landed primo, rolled my ankle, and that's why I hate tray flips. I hate 360 flips. I hate tray flips. I hate 360 flips.
There we go. Oh, your audio's gone, dude.
Oh, there we go.
There we
I
go.
love the little bass bits between the rapping and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, again, like, we've talked about this a lot, like, the sort of DIY punk scene we were, like, operating in, and how, like, it's almost, like, looked down upon to not really shred, but like get better at something. So obviously I've been playing guitar and stuff for a long time. So with a track like that, I just put it through this effects unit with like some heavy fuzz. And yeah, like obviously it's like a, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between the ones I was like, I'm gonna go for it with some fills. So I'm glad you heard those. But
Well, yeah, it's also that thing we always talk about, how for some reason it's like it'll even be like in the press release for a band, even though they've obviously like been playing for years and toured and like went to a professional recording studio and played. They'll be like, these it was like this guy was just playing songs in his backyard, and he like tripped and hit record on this
yeah.
24 track recorder, and all of a sudden this became the album, and he didn't even know it was going to be on. And that was the first time he ever played his guitar before. And the first, it's just like, I don't know why that is a thing where it's like it's going to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Obviously it comes from like a punk thing, but it's just like when you start writing a press release about how you don't know how to play your guitar, it's already not cool. So just shut the fuck up. Admit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like, I think we both kind of similar. Like, we like to just, we know where the line is. Like, you know, we definitely are not Steve Vai, you know, but we definitely like know a few things and like know how to write songs and like craft a song to a certain extent, you know. So yeah, it's just that thing. Like, yeah, again, like with the bass thing, it's like I'm gonna throw like a crazy lead just for the hell of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, yeah, there are some terrible things, you know, like when people go overboard. So, you know,
Yeah, well, I think it takes a lot to go. You know, I don't think playing a few little tasty bass licks is going overboard. So I think you're all right.
yeah. Speaking of Steve Vai, I've watched Candle Power a few
Why?
times. I don't know. I must say that opening lick does get in my ear.
Oh
Like,
no, you're starting to like it. You're gonna be the next stream is gonna be you live listening to his next song, just going like really feeling it. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. Everyone disses Steve Vai, but like there's just something about it. Just something about it. You just gotta give it another shot.
am I going to be convincing you on like a live stream?
I mean, I could probably somehow if you put me in like a long car ride with like all the Steve Vai albums, by the end of it, I'd be like, let's go back and listen to, you know, Rain Song again.
I'm not going to dwell on Candle Power too much, but yeah, we
Candle
watched.
Power, sorry.
Hey, oh, candles. But the thing with Candle Power is we watched was all those people like tripping out over this new technique, and then it's like it's one bar and it just sounds weird, and you're like, really? That's like,
Yeah.
and they're like, dude, this new technique, and you're like,
Well, that was it. They're acting like no one's ever done that before. It's like it seems pretty obvious if you were already really good at guitar just to reach your pinky finger a bit farther down. I don't know why that's like such a revolutionary thing to do, but hey man,
I mean,
we're not guitar noodlers, so
yeah, I mean, I'm not pushing big numbers on live stream or YouTube, so I think we're safe from the Steve Vai. I mean, they'll be like, yeah, because his thing is like alien guitar secrets, so they're probably going to appropriate the alien from me. Be like, you don't know shit. Like, he's the real alien. You suck. What was the next song? I think the next song was like a honky tonk. Well, I might be wrong. I think I went a bit country on this. Actually, speaking of country, I got into After the Gold Rush again and listened to it for about 2 weeks straight. That's
oh man.
it's just he's a dude. Let's see, what song was the next one?
I didn't ask for.
Yeah, so this one is about skate coaches or scoaches, as I like to say. So this is just mainly me just complaining about like when I'm like, especially with Instagram, I'll put up like me trying a tray flip or like trying to carve over that thing, and everyone's like, dude, if you just like lean forward a bit more or drop your shoulder or bend your knees as you're coming in, and like especially trying to carve over that wall, I'm like, I've got it, I'm just really fucking scared. Like same with the tray flip, like I know what I'm doing, I'm just fucking scared. Like, and your like drop shoulder technique ain't gonna do shit. So, and then like of course like with like the the skate scene now, there's always like dudes coming up, or I don't know, you know what I mean, like those people. There's normally like some dude with a longboard sitting on the side of the skate park going like, you should go a bit faster. It's like, fuck off. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, seriously. No disrespect to longboards, but like, dude, like, you ain't doing shit with the longboard. Don't tell me like what I'm. So yeah, it's just me complaining about that, and how like, I guess like how skating you like, especially if you're really trying a trick, like, you're like figuring it out, and then someone's advice is not helpful at all. Like there are
Yeah.
times, but and it's a bit of a country number, so let's play a bit of that.
All my fun is dead. I got to figure this out, Scotch. I appreciate your help, but when you're teaching me my own trick, it's a very hard sell.
Honky tonk piano. Yeah, so that's that one, dude.
It's funny that you're talking about skate coaches because I remember. Do you know that guy? Do you follow that guy Joey Skills on Instagram?
Joey bag of donuts. What?
No, he's actually like an Irish guy that lives in Berlin or something. I don't know. I think it's Joey Skills, but he did like this huge. I think it was like a backside nollie kickflip down this like enormous set of stairs. And like of course when he came down he like kind of touched the ground and he got loads of haters because they were like, dude, it's not a land. You drug your hand on
He touched
yeah.
the ground with his hand.
Yeah, and it's just like, fuck you. He just only like 25 steps. Like, shut up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like I heard like a great thing. I think it was on the Talking Schmidt podcast. They were interviewing Selman Agar, and I think he was talking about like people talking about like NBDs or like skate spots. Like you can't do that trick here because this guy's done it, and Selman Agar's like, not in this body. I was like, I thought that was a good one. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm doing it. Like, you haven't done it in this body. I'm going for it. Like, whatever.
The other shit one is like, it's definitely, well, it would have existed in some form beforehand, but it's like, you know, some girl on Instagram will have loads of followers, and then she'll do like a trick, but maybe it's not like an insane, triple flip down the 30 steps, and then the barracks posts it, and people are like, dudes are like, what the fuck? Why am I not on there? You know what I mean? And it's funny because I remember someone doing that, and I wrote to him, and I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, why do you think you should be on there? And then he tried to back himself up, and he was like, well, I'm fucking awesome or something like that, and I got great. He said something that I've got great style, and I can do this, that, and other thing. And I was like, dude, I've been skating for like 30 years. I watched your tricks, and you don't have awesome style. Just shut the fuck up.
You got into it with some kid.
I just annoyed me so much because he was like, just because she's a girl, they put her on here, and I should be on there. It was like the most like misogynistic /
Yeah.
whatever, like, just, it's like, you suck. Like, don't even try to fucking go at people.
Totally.
Just be happy for them.
Yeah, like, I've spoken about it before as well. It's like, if I see, well, the thing with skating is if you see someone trying as well, it's like, that's the best thing. If you see someone drop in, like, girl, boy, fucking young dude, old dude, if you see them drop in, you're super stoked. See them kickflip, like, it's all like levels. Like, just be like stoked. Like, everyone's at a different level. Like, just for you to come out and skate Markfield that time and shotgun and stack it, like, that was sick as well. You know?
Yeah, I mean, and also you also sometimes have people in your little skate crew are always like dissing you because I remember some people would be like, you've been here all day and you've done the same run over and over again. It's like, do you not want me to come? Like, why are you being an asshole? Like, it's not fun. Or like, do you want to like write down the tricks I should do so that, like,
Yeah.
what? And I'll just do them for you, and then I can like we can write them on a piece of paper, and I can cut them up and rearrange them so it's always different. So when you're watching me skate, for some reason you're watching me skate, I don't know why. I don't know why you're not just skating, enjoying yourself, but I don't know, man. It's weird. People, I guess, are just assholes, and then they become skateboarder assholes. Who knows?
I think it's also because the technology is there for people to have a mouthpiece, and I think there's back in the day, like, people would keep a lot of things to themselves, and now they just like, like, you just like, I don't care. But the last song coming up, it's a nice mellow one to play out the album. It's an ode to a beautiful trick, the backside tail slide, on particularly on transition, a good backside tail slide, and the king of the tree of the back T is GT Grant Taylor. So it was just another weird song that I just decided to do, and it came out. Decided to use some bongo setting on the keyboard. Just kind of like I guess like a weird country song. I'm just gonna shut up and play the beginning with the bongos.
You know, sometimes I'm down at the skate park, having a good session, couple of beers, and I sit back and I think to myself, as I look at the transition, Betsy, why you running away from me? Ooh, Betsy, why you sliding away from me? Oh, Betsy, I wanna slide it just like GT. Oh, Betsy, why you sliding away from me? Oh, Betsy, I wanna do it just like GT. Oh, Betsy, why you sliding away from me?
Whoops. But yeah, that's the last song. Under a minute.
Love that one.
Hey.
I think that one's well. I don't know if that one's my favorite or if the "Why Am I So Scared" one is, but I love that little guitar solo.
Yeah, people seem to like the Scotch one. That's it's been trending on Spotify, and by trending I mean it's had 9 plays. But yeah, it's funny that it's funny I mentioned listening to Neil Young after the Gold Rush. I came up with that song when I was immersed. I don't know if you could tell, I was pretty immersed in Neil Young after the Gold Rush when I did that song. But and also
That's
like
not a bad thing.
a lot of the drum stuff on the keyboard was like dum da dum dum da dum, and then I was just going through and then I hit the bongos bits and I was like, bit of bongos.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, and it came out really cool, I think. And then I also went to town with the bass. You know, like a mellow song where you got that bass walking around. I was just like, go for it, bro. Just go for it.
Well, it's funny because I was like, when I heard that song, it was like, oh, I love this song, and it sounds really cool with the bongos. And I was like, was Glenn hiding bongos from me this whole time? Like, did he have them under his bed? He was just too embarrassed to invite me to let me know. And then, like, as soon as I leave, he's just out on the street, just like with his shirt off.
Bongo man.
Bongo. Being bongo boy.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, also that was a conversation I had with this girl called Helena, who's actually just turned pro for Poetic Collective. But we were just talking about like tricks we always wanted to do and talk about the back T. And then, yeah, you know, the mood takes you, man. I was just like, back T, why you sliding away?
Those have always been easy for you, haven't they? You always can bust those out on anything. It seems
Hell
like.
no. I can do like little crappy store ones on like a 2-foot ramp, like, but I can't do them like people on big ramps and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate the compliment though, but
I've seen you do them on skate parks and stuff.
yeah, but like
Like
little
on big bowls.
small scratchy ones, dude. Like,
Well, it doesn't matter, man. Over 40.
thanks, man. That's why I got you on here. We just we're talking and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the little album and the live session. I mean, we'll wrap it up in a bit, but yeah, dude, what have you been up to music wise, man? Is Skeleton Coast still going?
Well.
I mean,
that
nothing's
band-
really going at the moment. I mean,
No, exactly. And also, like, I think we were talking about this before. It's like, even when they do start having gigs, like, every band in the world has not played. So, like, I don't know when they're going to get around to letting my band play. Like, there's such a backlog. So,
yeah,
maybe
totally.
like 2025. So, I think we'll be truly broken up by then or something. But, no, I've been working on some tunes with acoustic guitar, and I play acoustic guitar, I sing, I play lead guitar, and kind of like you, I've got one of these multi sort of tone,
Instrumentalist.
yeah, keyboard things. So I've got a bit of that on it. But then I've actually got a friend in the States who's going to be playing some drums, and then another guy maybe doing some other stuff, and other girl, a good friend Naomi, doing some singing. So I don't know, but I think it's just now. Oh, that's the Dog Beach project that
Oh,
I think I
cool.
told you about that before. But everyone's just so like unmotivated. You know what I mean? It's like you'll send someone a track and like, oh man, put like a guitar part on that. Like, yeah, yeah, definitely. And then they just, it's just like you can't find the creative juices to really
Hmm. Yeah.
make something, or you write something and you're like, oh, this isn't that good. I suck. You turn into self-loathing so quickly. So it's just taken forever. But yeah, man, that's the only thing you can do. Make music a venture, really.
Yeah, like I mean, I try to reach out as much as I can, and sometimes it comes off, and sometimes it doesn't. Like, so like I said, the opening track with Lisa, I was like, you're like a working mom, like it'll be cool if you put some vocals to this, but if it doesn't happen, like I'm not gonna be all sore about it. And like, yeah, she came back like a few weeks later and was like done, and she did a video. I was like, whoa, cool. And
Yeah.
I think like, yeah, trying to collaborate with people is definitely like super difficult, but like you can't be bitter about it. You got to like, I've had it like a bunch of times with like people like, yeah, especially back in the pub days, like, yeah, totally, yeah, yeah. But I'm the person who's like, yeah, I meant it. And then I'll email them like a backing track. And then that was like 10 years ago. So I've actually got a couple, I'll totally admit this. I've got a couple tracks that I'll just send someone, like I've got like a few drum beats. I'll just be like, cool, here's a drum beat. Like it's been there, like I've had it there for years, but that's like my test. And
Yeah.
then 1 out of 30, someone will come back and be like, yes, I'll put some stuff on. And you're like, amazing. But the rest of the people, it's just like, bye, bye drum beat. I'll never see you again.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it's like, I think it's just age and like general lack of motivation and life getting in the way. But now, that's the thing, because it annoys me. 'Cause I think now I do have the time. I mean, every night when the kids go to bed, I could be out recording, or doing whatever. But I just can't really get the motivation.
Yeah,
I don't
after
know.
all of that, like I can imagine like morning till what time the kids go to bed, 9 or something.
Yeah,
And it's like,
basically.
yeah, time to do stuff.
I know it's just exhaustion, really.
I,
But
I,
it is. But
yeah.
once I do it, it's like I don't know why I don't do it more though. Because I'm sure you're the same. If you like go to bed, or you like record something and then you go to bed, and the next day you wake up and you listen to it, and you're like, you've got like another
Mhm.
interesting thing. So I should do it more. But it's just, yeah, just finding the motivation at the end of the day.
Well, like with this whole lockdown thing, and like I've experimented now, we've got the sound working. Like, so what I've done like 2 other times is basically put like a song together for people to use in their escape videos. And now that we can do the Zoom thing, like it'll be cool to just have you, like the last one I did, like had the people in the live chat now, like, why you change that line at the end to this? And it's like, yeah, cool. So that's why I'm like stoked. I got the live stream set up, and because I mean, like, shit sucks at the moment. So try to do what you can, basically. You know.
Yeah, you gotta keep yourself entertained. There's nothing to do, especially like the weather is so fucking shit
Oh
right now.
God,
You
dude. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of starting to finally get used to it, because we kind of went into lockdown like, well, what? I guess it was like November. It was the first lockdown, but that was like only going to be a month. Then after that, we went on this little holiday and then came back. And then because Jen's mom was coming here, we just fully isolated ourselves. And then after Christmas, so we isolated ourselves for 2 weeks. Then we had Christmas with her mom. And because her mom's like high risk, we didn't do much anyway. And then it was like, all right, but after Christmas, we're going to like go see people, go out to pubs. And it was like, shunk, everything was
Oh,
closed.
dude. Man, that's so
So I
gnarly.
feel like I'm somehow getting used to it now. I'm like finding fucking weird shit to do, like keep myself preoccupied, and keep the hours ticking by.
Ah, sweet, man. Well, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna run this alien ad and then stop the stream, but let me just cue the ad quick, and then I'll segue you out of there, dude.
Cool, man.
Now available on Spotify and iTunes. Give me the data. Give me the clicks. Give me the money. So I can start making the hits.